Welcome to Time for Tech Academy Computer Science course. So in this first lecture, we are going to look at hardware devices. But first of all, before knowing what a hardware device is, we should know what a computer is. So a computer is an electronic device or a machine that accepts input data and processes it into output, which is useful to the end user. And a computer system. A computer system consists of input and output devices that can be hardware, primary and secondary devices, the central processing unit, the central unit, and other peripheral devices. So, looking at the part where I mentioned devices. Devices, these are computer components which we are going to discuss in depth in the following lectures, in the following video lectures. So, the basic computer components we are going to be looking at are the internal and external devices, or internal and external components of a computer system. Hardware. The term hardware refers to the physical components that make up a computer. These physical components can be either internal or external, and they can also be a mechanical or electronic. Instead of using the terms computer parts, computer whatever, we are going to be using hardware devices as we go on with the lectures. Hardware devices. Now that you know what a hardware device is, and that you know a hardware device falls into these categories, the internal and external devices, then hardware devices include computer keyboards, the mouse, the printers, the flash drives, which can be called the thumb drive, the random access memory, motherboard, and many more to be discussed. I promise you that. So, first looking at external devices. Starting with the external devices, we have what we call the keyboard. This is external devices. That's the one which is visible to you, the user. Which is the ones that are not visible, they are the internal devices, unless you open up your computer. So we have the keyboard, as I've said, the mouse, which is the one you use to point or navigate throughout the computer screen. We have the printer, speakers that produce sound, scanners, light pen, the monitor, the one that produce digital images to us, the projector, external devices, and many more to be discussed in the following lectures, bit by bit as we go. Then we've learned about the external devices. Now we are looking at internal devices. So internal devices, these are hardware devices. We have the devices are not visible to the users, which is the random access memory, the motherboard, the read-only memory, video card, the sound card, and the one we call the network card. As you see, there is more to learn when it comes to computer science. There is also the hard disk, the hard disk drive. That is the internal drive, is we short, as we say it in the short term. Then there is the solid state drive. So know that as we continue progressing with the computer science lectures, you will learn more in depth. Now that you know the hardware devices categories, we are going to take a look at how we can group these devices into output and output devices. Input devices. Now looking at input devices. Input devices are computer physical components that facilitate communication between the user and the computer. Okay, looking at the examples of input devices, we have the keyboard, the mouse, the light pen. As we go with the list, you can find out that most of these are external devices. We have mentioned them when we were looking at external devices. The difference being that we use these input devices to send data to the computer, where the examples include the touch screen, point of sale terminals, page scanners, the barcode readers, and the list goes on. I am happy to tell you that in this part of the video that in this series of computer lectures, we're going to touch from A to Z, listing everything there is to know about computer science. So, like you. So, looking at output devices. So, output devices, these are physical devices that can be used to receive information or data sent from the computer. And these output devices are as follows: the computer screen, the monitor, the speaker, the printers, projectors, light, the LCD, which is the liquid central display, the light emitting diodes, which is the LED, and many more to be discussed in the following lectures. So, thank you for watching this lecture. So, see you in the following lectures.